let me finish. That debate of matters like this belongs right here and not on the email.
Then don't report to people that this is the first time that I'm raising it. It
First
is
time
not.
it's raised
I've
is
never
right
read
here,
it.
Stephen. Right here.
You
You don't know who read that email.
Session, you brought it up now in front of the camera. That's what
It
he
is
said.
presumptuous of you
Yeah,
to
that's it.
assume
So
that
people
she's
read
reading
it.
that
And
stuff.
Not that you didn't send
Stephen,
an email.
in the tone in which you brought it up, okay?
That's it.
That's what I'm
the
referring to.
only
Okay.
point.
Because I've had to sit still and listen.
Can you please tell Tony let somebody else talk?
Anthony! Thank you.
Tell him to wait till he's recognized.
And
before
Steve,
he
you want to
speaks.
finish, please? Because we really got a lot of stuff to do yet.
I agree, we have a lot to do. The last point is that I think that it's indicative of how poor the support for this proposal is. That the argument that's being raised is that we have a gun put to our head.
That's not true.
We have a gun put to our head in effect to say, what are you going to do? Walk away from this lobby project, that this is the only thing you can do. Our issue here is that Mr. Delano has some business costs, and I'm saying that we haven't properly, still, in 3 hours, haven't properly discussed it because it's not properly supported here, it's not properly rationalized.
That's your opinion.
And that's what I'm trying to convince people of here,
But
that there is
we've been
not.
told-
But we don't
anything
agree with your
supported.
opinion.
But-
There
but-
are
but
some
wait,
Well,
people.
that's you're entitled to.
Actually, I have
Okay.
something to say on that point, whether I agree or disagree. We have continued to say that Susan and Matt are here to give us their advice, to go through all the details, that we are not physically managing this. Susan and Matt told us that.
And
Okay?
they have
They
gone through
said
the
they
details.
agree with it, they feel it's where it
Hours
should be.
and hours and
So
hours
it's a
and
question
hours.
of, okay, you're stating a bigger question. You're actually stating, do we trust what they're telling us? Because it's not our job, we're curious, we want to go through it, whatever. We are not project managers and general managers of the Galaxy. And they have told us, and then again, I'm stating, I have problems with this. But we are stating, they have given us their recommendation on going through this. Are we saying we don't believe them, or we do?
And the other
There's a third alternative.
Excuse me 1 second. The other point is,
I don't think the subject is whether we believe them or not.
Anthony, wait till you're recognized.
Or is it
last week, we sat here and we went through a great deal of data that was presented to us in the form of activities that were done, the amount of hours that were expended, the amount of work yet to be done, the time frame in which it's going to be done. And I thought when we walked out of here last Wednesday that we were all satisfied with what it was demonstrated to us in detail in which it was presented to us. It wasn't until, yes, I did receive your email, but I respond because we've been advised not to. About those options and grinding to a halt now and saying, you know what? We're going to say goodbye to Tony, let him bid again, and we'll bring back another bid package for people. So at this point, what I'd like to do is call the vote. Because it is now an hour and 15 minutes that we've been debating this, and we have
Correct.
this is a very important item that's on our agenda. I am not trying to shortchange it, but we have other obligations that we have to deal with tonight, or we'll be here till 3 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to
Correct.
call the vote, and I think at this point all we need to do is vote.
Right.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, all those in favor of reluctantly approving this change order, because nobody's doing it happily, at this point, all those in favor?
May I ask, that's with the condition that going forward, we will know about more?
Yes.
And this is a
Yes.
ceiling?
But you can never know.
No, he hasn't said that
He
he can
hasn't
give
didn't
us.
say
He
that.
hasn't said
that
it.
this is
We heard Tony say that he will keep, he has written letters, he has told us
Wait,
to expect
you're
this.
just point of order. You're taking a vote right now on a motion, and the motion
Is
is
to approve
the change order
order.
as proposed in the amount of $288,000. Ms. Belasco seconded the motion.
And not knowing what the
So
future
you guys are
holds.
putting conditions that are not part of Mrs. Norget's motion.
Okay, that's a good point, Susan.
Okay.
So the condition that we asked Tony was to please keep us informed on a much more current basis, if in fact he anticipates any kind of change order.
Right.
Number
But
two,
we can't
that's
vote on
what,
that now. We have to vote on just this. Do we approve the 280,000? Forget about what the future holds, because we don't know that. Do we approve the 280,000 as it is, not knowing that we could?
That's the vote, Anthony. That's it.
We know now.
That's
Just
the
gotta vote on
motion
what's
is.
That's the motion.
That is the motion, Anthony.
Okay.
okay, so Tony
Unless
laid it
there's an
out?
amendment to the motion.
Okay.
Did you
I
want to
wanted-
make an amendment? I mean, it's-
Yeah, that
Do you want to
amendment.
amend your own motion?
What I was going to do
Yes, that's what
was
Ellen
add
was
an
doing.
amendment to it, in that
Okay.
Tony has advised us that delays in the normal course of business, I think that's maybe a good way of phrasing it, will not come back and bite us, okay? And that could be as much as 2 or 3 weeks, as you said earlier. But if there's another major delay, and look, the delay that we're looking at right now is 6 months. That is far beyond a delay in the normal course of business. I think that Tony is not willing to warrant or guarantee, to warrant against that, but he is willing to warrant against delays in the normal course of business.
That are beyond his
Control, right,
Right.
precisely. Does that sound like an amendment, guys?
Yeah.
No.
That-
How are you approving, I mean, how are you stating?
I just tried to state it as a...
But that's,
No,
You
I
reread
think
it.
we should go back to the original
we-
motion.
I think we should
Bec-
send it separately.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Let's
agree.
do that
Let's do the
separately,
motion,
and then-
and then
yes.
let's set a condition. I think that's the right way it
Okay,
should be done.
so let's go back to the original motion, and that would
Motion is
be...
to approve the change order as proposed in the amount of $288,000.
But I have a question. I don't want to approve the motion without the
Amendment.
condition.
Right.
So, no. So then, let's deny
What kind of
it, do the
amendment would you
condition,
like?
and then
The
go
amendment
back
I-
again?
Make a new motion.
no, what
Why don't
amendment
you
would
just
you
amend the
like?
motion, but get it right the first time?
Yeah,
So the
exactly.
amended motion would be, let me try it again. The amended motion would be to approve the change order in the amount of $288,000, with the understanding that any delays in the normal course of business will not be to the cost of the GTCA. Also understanding that if there are substantial delays that are not in the normal course of business, that are caused by the town, as an example,
Us.
us,
Who's that? I'll be right there.
and then, okay, I'm gonna repeat this again. Actually, Bob, do it for me.
Kids will be kids.
Bob?
I have it done.
Just- go
I
ahead.
have it, hold on.
We'll just
I
want to
was
read
Can
following
you
it.
please turn that down again?
Mr. Ellinger amended Mrs. Norget's motion with the understanding to add that with the understanding that any delays in the normal course of business will not financially accrue to the GTCA,
Right.
but that if there are delays that are not part of the normal course of business, Mr. Delano will immediately come back to the GTCA and
Reserve the
discuss the financial impact that they may have.
But it's
Thank
Mr.
you.
Ellinger
Okay, hold on.
proposes an amendment. We have to follow
Right,
that.
financial, hold on.
Okay, guys,
I make motion
Locations
to
that they-
alter the motion.
No,
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 wait,
no.
stop. Mr. Ellinger just made a motion to amend Mrs. Nourget's motion.
I'll
Is there a
second it.
second? Okay, so Mr.
Okay,
Rosen.
then we need a vote as to whether
We
it's,
need a vote on the
Right.
amendment.
no,
No.
to whether the amendment is going to be accepted.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
the amendment is
okay, all those
accepted,
in
then you
favor,
vote.
all those in favor of accepting the amendment? That would be
Anthony.
all but, Anthony, you voted to
Anthony, are
accept
you
the
voting to
amendment?
accept?
That means I do not accept the amendment. no.
Okay,
No.
fine.
Okay, he votes no.
So, Steve Brakeman, are you voting
I'm
no or are you abstaining?
abstaining.
You're abstaining, okay. So
This
it's
is
a
a
no.
vote to amend the motion.
Yes.
Right.
Mr. Rosenberry
It's not a vote on the motion, it's a
No.
vote to amend the
Amend,
motion.
That's right.
You abstained on that,
And I am abstaining on that.
and Tony voted no
Right,
to
got
amend.
it.
Now, we're going to vote on the amended
Amended
motion.
Motion, correct.
So all those in favor of accepting the amended motion?
Before, can we have an amendment to say that we should maybe try to reduce? Is there such a thing as that?
No,
No.
no.
Yes, there is.
we're
If you
done.
want to make that motion, you can amend the motion.
I meant to make a motion that we should
No.
go back to tables and talk and negotiate.
Well, we have to vote on the motion on the table first.
Okay.
Okay.
No, an
It's not an
amendment, a
amendment.
motion
No,
to amend.
The motion
Takes-
was to vote. He wants to not vote and put back on the table to,
He wants to go back and...
No, there's
Work
not a
this
motion
through.
to vote.
Yes,
there
there
is.
is.
Yes, there is.
Because we've
There's no
already,
such thing as a motion to vote. There's a motion on the table
that's right.
To vote on.
approve.
It's up for a
To
vote.
approve that.
She means it's up for a
But
vote.
any motion to amend a motion takes precedence over a motion. And so if he wants to propose an amendment to the motion which is on the table, he has every right to
But
do
you
that.
have said-
not what he's saying.
That's not what he said.
He wants to change
He
it
wants
to
to not-
negotiate instead
not-
of approve.
approve this.
That's in effect an amendment to
No,
this
that's voting
motion.
against it.
That's voting against it, Steve.
It's
Yeah.
an amendment.
Yeah.
Against it.